Welcome back to another chapter of Katsuki and Jake's ultimate love story. In this chapter, we'll see what happens when they finally try out the new toy they bought. Let's get right into it. Katsuki groans as he sits up in bed. He can feel every muscle in his body aching, and he feels like he can barely move. He looks over at Jake and Muffin, who are still asleep and looking so peaceful. He can't help but smile, but he also feels a little guilty for being so tired. Katsuki smiles as he watches Jake stretch and wake up. He looks so cute and peaceful, even with the sun shining on his face. He's also glad to see that Jake is getting up, because he's feeling really stiff and sore after yesterday's workout. Katsuki laughs and nods. Yeah, I feel like I was hit by a truck. I don't know what happened, but every muscle in my body is aching. I guess I pushed myself too hard at the gym yesterday. Katsuki looks at him with a curious look. A secret weapon? What's that? Do you have some kind of pain reliever or something? Katsuki's eyes light up when he hears that. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about your quirk. So that means if you're feeling sore or injured, you can just heal yourself? Katsuki smiles. That's so cool. I never realized how useful your quirk is. So if I'm feeling sore and tired, you can just heal me up? Katsuki laughs and playfully hits him on the arm. Hey, that's not fair! You can't just leave me all sore and tired like this. I need your healing powers right now. Katsuki rolls his eyes and laughs. Fine, you win. Please, Jake, I need you to heal me. I'm so sore and tired. Katsuki smiles and leans in close to him. I love you too. I'm so glad you're here with me, even when I'm a mess. Can you do the healing thing now? Katsuki blushes and looks away. Um, I guess I would prefer it if you just gave me one big kiss. I'm feeling so sore and tired, and I just want to feel better. So, yeah, a big kiss would be great. Katsuki nods and lies back on the bed, closing his eyes. He relaxes and waits for the kiss, hoping that it'll make him feel better. Katsuki's eyes widen as he feels the tingly sensation spread throughout his body. It's a strange and new feeling, but he also feels so relieved as the soreness starts to fade away. He leans into the kiss, enjoying the warmth of Jake's lips on his. It's a sweet and tender moment, and he's so glad that Jake is using his quirk to heal him. Katsuki smiles and sits up, feeling much better than he did before. I feel so much better. My whole body feels like it's been rejuvenated. That was amazing. I had no idea that your quirk could do that. Katsuki blushes and looks down at his skin. He can't believe how smooth and soft it feels. Oh my gosh, it really does feel different. I can't believe how much your quirk can do. I guess it's not just about healing injuries. It can make me look and feel better too. Katsuki laughs. Oh my gosh, you really did. I can't believe how much of a difference it made. My skin feels so soft and smooth and my whole body just feels more relaxed. I'm so glad that you were able to use 100% on me. I really needed it. I feel like a new person right now. Katsuki looks at him with a worried look. Oh no, are you okay? I know you said you used 100%, but I didn't think it would make you sick. Do you want me to get you something? Katsuki nods and gets up to get him some water. Okay, I'll go get you some water. Just try to relax and take it easy. You should be fine in a few minutes. And next time, let's not use 100% of your quirk, okay? Katsuki comes back a few minutes later with a glass of water. He hands it to Jake and sits down next to him. Here you go. Try to drink this slowly and just rest for a bit. It should help with the nausea. Katsuki smiles and pats his back gently. You're welcome. Just try to relax and take it easy. I know it was a lot of energy for you to use 100% of your quirk, so just take some time to rest. Katsuki laughs and shakes his head. Yeah, it definitely was. I think you should try to avoid using that much energy next time. It's not good for you to push yourself too hard. Just stick to 20% or so, okay? Katsuki looks at him in disbelief. Wait, really? So, if you used 100% of your quirk on someone with cancer, it could cure them? Katsuki's eyes widen. Wait, what? You're telling me that if you used 100% of your quirk on someone who was already dead, you could bring them back to life? Katsuki looks at him in disbelief. That's insane. I had no idea that your quirk could do something like that. But wait, does that mean that you could also use it to bring back someone who's been dead for a long time? Katsuki nods. I see. So, it's only good for people who have died recently. But still, that's a really amazing quirk you have. It's so powerful and versatile. I'm so glad that you can use it to help people. Katsuki smiles and hugs him. Well, I'm glad you haven't had to use it on someone who's died before, but it's nice to know that your quirk has that kind of power. You should be proud of it. I know I'm definitely impressed by it. Katsuki looks at him with admiration. Wow, that's amazing. Your quirk is truly incredible. I'm so glad that it was able to help your brother. I bet it was so hard for you to see him suffering and not be able to do anything about it. But your quirk really did make a difference, and it's wonderful that he's doing better now. Katsuki smiles and holds his hand. I can imagine that it was a very difficult experience for you. You were so young and didn't know how to handle the situation. But I'm glad that you were able to use your quirk and make a difference. Your brother is lucky to have you. Katsuki smiles. I'm glad to hear that. You really need to take it easy, though. I know you're feeling better now, but you still pushed yourself too hard with that 100% thing. You should try to rest for a while and let your body recover. I'm going to go make you some breakfast. Would you like anything in particular? Katsuki blushes and looks away. Oh my gosh! I'm not sure if you're being serious or not, but he trails off, feeling a bit flustered. Katsuki laughs and smiles. Okay, I thought so. I'll go make you one right now. He gets up and heads into the kitchen. Katsuki smiles when he sees Muffin follow him. He picks him up and holds him close, scratching his ears and giving him some love. Oh, you're so cute. I'll get you some food too, don't worry. Katsuki laughs and fills up his food bowl. Oh, you're such a sweet little bunny. Don't worry, you'll get your food. I'm just going to make Jake his bagel first. He finishes filling up the bowl and sets it down in front of Muffin. Katsuki smiles and watches Muffin eating for a moment before he goes back to the kitchen to make Jake's bagel. He quickly puts a bagel into the toaster and waits for it to toast. Katsuki jumps and lets out a small yelp when he feels Jake's hands on him. He turns around and sees Jake holding the bagel. You scared me. How did you get here so quickly? I just turned around. Katsuki laughs. Oh my gosh. You really did scare me. You're so fast and sneaky, I didn't even hear you come in. Well, I'm glad you did. That bagel looks so good. Do you want any cream cheese on it? Katsuki blushes and looks away. Oh my gosh, you're so cheeky. But I guess I could do that. He takes the bagel and starts spreading the cream cheese on it. He's careful to cover every inch of the bagel, making sure it's covered evenly. Katsuki smiles as he watches him eat the bagel. You're welcome. I'm glad you like it. It's pretty simple, but I know you like cream cheese on everything, so I thought it would be good. Did I put enough on there? Katsuki smiles and blushes, feeling flustered. You're welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. He leans into the kiss and wraps his arms around Jake. I love you so much. Katsuki looks at him curiously. What kind of surprise? I'm always up for a little surprise. You know how much I love them. Katsuki blushes and smiles, doing as he's told. He closes his eyes and opens his mouth, waiting for the surprise. Katsuki's eyes widen when he feels the sweet, soft texture in his mouth. He bites down on it and smiles, realizing that it's mochi. Oh my gosh, it's mochi. I love mochi. How did you know? Katsuki laughs. Oh, right. We did. It's a good thing you know me so well. I'm always up for some mochi. Thanks for the surprise. Katsuki's eyes widen, and his face turns red when he sees the box. Oh my gosh, I forgot all about that. You're right. That's the toy we bought. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Katsuki smiles and nods. I definitely think we should use it tonight. We've both been so busy and stressed out lately, so it'll be a nice way to relax and have a little fun. Katsuki laughs. Yeah, I like the color too. It's very pretty. And the shape of it is interesting. But I think it'll be a lot of fun to use. It'll be like a little surprise for both of us, right? Katsuki laughs and blushes. Oh my gosh, you're not wrong. It's definitely realistic. And it's so soft too. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with this thing. Katsuki smiles and nods. Yeah, I think I would like that. Let me just... He reaches out and takes it from him, feeling the texture. Katsuki nods and keeps feeling it. It is. It's like a mixture between being squishy and firm. I think it'll feel really good when we use it. Katsuki's eyes widen and he looks at the box. Wait, it vibrates? I didn't even notice that. He smiles. That makes it even more interesting. I wonder what it would feel like. Katsuki's face turns bright red, but he nods and presses one of the buttons. The toy starts to vibrate, and he pulls it away from him a little bit. Oh my gosh, it's really intense. Katsuki's eyes widen and he pulls it away from him again. Oh wow, that was intense. I can't believe how much that changes the feeling. It was one thing when it was just vibrating, but now, it's a whole different level. Katsuki smiles and nods. Yeah, it was definitely a lot more intense than I expected. But you're right. It's gonna be so much fun to use this later. I can't wait. Katsuki nods. Yeah, you're right. We should plug it in so we don't have to worry about it running out of battery. I can't wait for later, though. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of fun. Katsuki watches him, feeling a bit excited. So, what do we do until it's fully charged? I know it'll take a while, but we've got plenty of time. Katsuki nods. Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do. We could watch a movie or something. I'm sure there's something on TV that we'd both like. Katsuki laughs. Oh, right. We forgot to buy a TV too. Well, I guess we're just going to have to find something else to do then. Maybe we could play a game or something. Katsuki smiles and nods. What kind of game do you feel like playing? We could play something simple like charades or something a little bit more competitive like a board game. What do you think? Katsuki's eyes light up. Oh, I love that game. Sure, let's play Would You Rather. Katsuki smiles. Great. Let's get it set up and start playing then. He sits down at the table and waits for Jake to set up the game. Katsuki watches him set up the game and smiles. This is going to be so much fun. I'm really looking forward to this. Katsuki nods and waits for him to ask the question. Katsuki thinks for a moment, considering both options. Hmm, that's a tough one. I think I'd rather be in the horror movie with my best friend. At least I know I'd be safe with them, and it might be fun to see their reaction when they get scared. Katsuki laughs. Yeah, I guess that's true. In the romantic comedy, you'd probably end up falling in love with them and becoming friends. It would be so weird, though. I can't imagine being stuck in a romantic comedy with my worst enemy. That would be so awkward. Katsuki nods and takes the cards. He looks through them for a few seconds before picking one. Okay, let's see. This one's a tough one. Would you rather have the ability to read minds or be able to teleport? Katsuki nods. Yeah, that's true. It would be pretty useful to be able to read people's minds. But I also think teleporting would be pretty cool too. Just imagine being able to go anywhere you wanted instantly. You could go on vacation whenever you wanted without having to worry about the costs or the time it takes to get there. Katsuki smiles. See, it's a hard choice. Both of these options would be so useful and cool to have. But if I had to pick one, I think I'd go with teleporting. I'd love to just be able to go anywhere instantly. I think it would make life a lot easier. Katsuki laughs. Ooh, that's a tough one. I guess I'd pick being able to speak every language in the world. It would be so useful for traveling and communicating with people from all over the world. And I'd get to learn so much about different cultures. But being able to talk to animals would be really cool too. I wonder what they would say to me. Katsuki laughs. Yeah, that's true. I'm sure they would be great listeners. It would be cool to be able to have a conversation with them and just see what they would say. Maybe they'd have a lot of interesting things to talk about. And you're right, they would probably be very good listeners. I wonder what kind of things they'd tell me if I could understand them. Katsuki thinks for a moment and then picks a card. Okay, here's a good one. Would you rather have infinite money or be able to fly? Katsuki laughs. Yeah, I guess it is like being Batman or Superman. But they're both so powerful and cool. If I had to pick one, I'd go with being able to fly. It would be so much fun to be able to fly anywhere I wanted. And think of all the places you could explore that you could never reach before. It would be like having your own superpower. Katsuki smiles. Yeah, I think flying would be so much fun. I bet it would feel amazing to be able to just soar through the air and see the world from a whole new perspective. And we'd be able to go anywhere we wanted, no matter how far away it is. We'd be able to visit so many places. Katsuki thinks for a moment, considering both options. That's a tough one. I think I'd probably choose to always feel hungry. I mean, being tired all the time would be really draining and it would make it hard to get things done. But being hungry all the time would mean I could eat whatever I wanted without worrying about gaining weight. And I'd probably have more energy too, since I'd be eating more often. Katsuki smiles. It's nice to know we agree on something. I guess we're both just hungry people. He laughs and looks at the cards. This one's tough. Would you rather have the ability to change your appearance at will or have super strength? Katsuki nods. Yeah, I guess it would be pretty cool. You could look like anyone you wanted, or even become an animal or something. But having super strength would be really useful too. You'd be able to lift anything and be super powerful. I guess it really depends on what you'd want to do with those abilities. Katsuki laughs. Oh, that's a good one. I think I'd rather have a knife when I need a spoon. It would be annoying to have to cut up my food with a spoon, but I guess I could use the knife for other things too. But having a spoon when I need a knife would be even worse. It would be really awkward to try to cut something with a spoon. Katsuki nods. Yeah, I guess you could do that, but it would still be kind of awkward and uncomfortable. And the spoon wouldn't be very sharp, so it might not be able to cut through the food very easily. But I guess it would be better than having a knife when you need a spoon. Katsuki laughs. Yeah, I think I'd choose the spoon too. It's just more practical and versatile. You could use it for so many different things, while a knife would be limited to just cutting things. Katsuki thinks for a moment and picks a card. This one's a hard one. Would you rather be able to talk to plants or be able to talk to computers? Katsuki smiles. Yeah, that's true. We can already talk to computers, so that's not really that special. But talking to plants would be really interesting. I bet it would be cool to know what they were thinking and feeling, and it would be nice to be able to help them grow and thrive. I think I'd pick that one too. Katsuki nods. Yeah, trees are so interesting. They've seen so much over the years, and have experienced so much. I bet they would have a lot of interesting stories to tell. And it would be cool to be able to understand them. But I wonder if they would be able to understand us too? Katsuki's eyes widen when he reads the question. Oh, wow. That's a tough one. I guess I'd have to choose never kiss anyone again. I know that sounds kinda sad, but if I had to kiss everyone I met, I think that would be pretty awkward and uncomfortable. And I don't think I'd want to kiss people I don't know or like very much. So I guess it would be better to just not kiss anyone at all. Katsuki laughs. Oh, I didn't think of that. Yeah, I guess that's true. It didn't say it had to be on the mouth. But even so, I think I'd still rather not kiss anyone at all. I just think it would be a little weird and awkward to kiss people I don't know. But maybe that's just me. You're much more open to the idea than I am. Katsuki laughs and blushes. Oh my gosh, you're right. If these cards were real, I would have to stop kissing you. But don't worry, I'm not planning on stopping anytime soon. He leans in and kisses Jake on the cheek. Katsuki thinks for a moment and picks a card. Okay. Would you rather be able to have any superpower you want, or have the ability to bring back one person from the dead? Katsuki nods. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess if you could only use it once, you'd want to save it for the right person. But if you had the choice to have any superpower, what would you choose? Katsuki smiles. That would be pretty cool. You could just move things around with your mind and not have to worry about lifting a thing. It would make life a lot easier, and you could do a lot more stuff. But what would you do if you had the ability to bring back one person from the dead? Do you have someone in mind that you'd want to bring back? Katsuki's eyes widen and his face turns red. You'd bring me back if I died? I'm flattered. I definitely want to be brought back if I ever died. But I'm glad you'd choose me over anyone else. And I'm sorry to hear about your mother. I can't imagine what it must be like to lose someone so close to you. It must be really hard. Katsuki laughs. Oh wow. Those are both pretty gross options. I guess I'd rather not be able to wipe my butt. It would be really uncomfortable and embarrassing, but at least it would only be for a short time. If I was always walking around farting, I think I would be really self-conscious and embarrassed all the time. And it would probably stink too. Katsuki laughs. Yeah, that's true. You could always use a bidet or just rinse your butt with water. But still, it would be pretty uncomfortable and embarrassing to walk around all the time with a dirty butt. I guess that's one of those situations where you'd have to decide which is worse. But I'm glad you'd rather not be walking around farting all the time. Katsuki's eyes widen when he reads the question. Oh my gosh, that's a tough one. I don't know if I could choose between those two. I think not being able to sneeze would be really annoying, but not being able to orgasm, that's just too much to think about. I think I'd rather not be able to sneeze. That's a little less personal and embarrassing. Katsuki laughs. I guess we're both on the same page then. It would be really annoying not to be able to sneeze when you need to, but at least we could still have a normal life if we couldn't sneeze. If we couldn't have orgasms, that would be a lot more of a problem. Katsuki thinks for a moment and picks a card. Okay. Would you rather always be freezing cold or always be burning hot? Katsuki nods. Yeah, I agree. It would be really uncomfortable to be hot all the time. You'd be all sweaty and gross, and your clothes would be sticking to you. It would be really annoying. So, I guess we both choose to always be freezing cold. Katsuki laughs. That's true. If we're always cold, we can just move somewhere where it's warm. And if you're hot, you can just move somewhere where it's cooler. So I guess it works out either way. But I still think it's better to be cold. I'd rather have to wear more layers of clothes than be sweaty and gross all the time. Katsuki thinks for a moment and picks a card. I think I'd rather always be walking with a limp. It would be annoying and uncomfortable, but at least I wouldn't be in pain all the time. If I was always stepping on something sharp, it would be really painful. And I think it would be hard to walk around normally if you were in pain all the time. Katsuki nods. Yeah, I think that's the best choice. It's uncomfortable, but at least it's not painful. But if you were in constant pain, it would be really hard to live a normal life. Katsuki thinks for a moment and picks a card. Okay, this one's kind of a silly one. Would you rather always have a wedgie or always have a runny nose? Katsuki laughs too. Yeah, it would be. A wedgie would be uncomfortable, but at least it wouldn't be gross. And it would be easier to hide than a runny nose. So I guess I'd pick having a wedgie too. I'm just glad this isn't a real choice we have to make. Katsuki's face turns bright red when he reads the question. Oh my gosh, this one's even worse than the last one. I'm not sure which one is worse. I guess having someone wipe your butt would be more embarrassing and awkward, but holding your, you know, would be really uncomfortable. I'd rather have someone wipe my butt, I guess, but that's still really gross. Katsuki laughs. Yeah, I guess that's the only way to look at it. Having someone wipe your butt would be really awkward and embarrassing, but at least it would be over with quickly. Holding it while you pee would be so uncomfortable and awkward, and you'd have to stand there holding it for a while, which would be even worse. I'm glad we agree on this one. Katsuki smiles and nods. Yeah, me too. I really like playing these kinds of games with you. It's fun, and it's always interesting to see what questions come up. And it's even better when we can agree on the answers. It's always so much more fun when we can laugh and joke around about it. Katsuki laughs. Yeah, that one was pretty gross. I mean, I couldn't imagine not being able to sneeze when I needed to. It would be so annoying. But not being able to orgasm? That's just as bad. It's like choosing between a rock and a hard place. You can't win either way. Katsuki laughs too. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It would be like edging all the time. You'd be so close, but you'd never be able to finish. That would be really frustrating. Katsuki smiles and nods. Yeah, I guess it would. But still, it would be a pretty unpleasant feeling, and you'd probably feel really uncomfortable and frustrated. It would be like a constant state of blue balls. That would be so annoying. Katsuki laughs. Exactly. No one wants to be stuck in that position all the time. It would be really annoying and frustrating. I'm just glad we don't have to make that decision in real life. We can just play the game. Katsuki smiles and blushes. You're right. We should try it out. It's been charging all day, and now it's ready. We might as well have some fun with it. Katsuki nods. Yeah, that's a good idea. We don't want to just jump right into things. Let's get everything ready first. Katsuki laughs and follows him to the kitchen. Yeah, you're right. We should make sure it's all clean and sanitized before we use it. And we definitely don't want any germs on it. That would be gross. Katsuki watches him wash it and smiles. It's pretty nice that this toy is waterproof. That makes it a lot easier to clean. And we can just use a little soap and some water to get rid of any germs or bacteria that might be on it. Katsuki smiles and nods. Yeah, that's true. And I like that it's easy to clean. That makes it so much more convenient, and we could definitely use it in the shower or bath if we wanted to. But for now, let's just focus on getting it clean. Katsuki smiles. It looks good. I'm glad we cleaned it first. It's nice that it's clean and ready to use, and it looks like we're all set to have some fun now. Katsuki nods and smiles. Sounds like a plan. Let's go get ready then. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. Katsuki smiles as they lay down and get comfortable. He's feeling a little bit nervous, but he's also excited to try this out. Katsuki blushes and nods. Okay, that sounds good to me. Katsuki laughs and lays down. He's feeling really excited but also a bit nervous. Okay, I'm ready. Katsuki smiles and nods. I know, and I'll tell you if anything feels wrong. But I trust you, and I'm sure it's going to be amazing. Katsuki nods and closes his eyes. He takes a deep breath and lets himself relax. Katsuki opens his eyes and looks at him. Oh, right. That makes sense. Go ahead. Katsuki's eyes widen and he looks away. Katsuki's eyes widen even more. Oh, that's... Katsuki's eyes go wide. Oh my. Katsuki looks at him. It's... Katsuki's eyes go even wider. Oh, oh my. Katsuki no tsu, yates. Katsuki's eyes go wide, feeling the sensation filled throughout his body, filling him with pleasure. He can't help but moan softly and gripping the sheets on the bed as he closes his eyes. Katsuki's eyes widen, and he can't help but let out a loud moan as his body is filled with pleasure. Katsuki nods, still gripping the sheets tightly and letting out soft moans. Oh God, Jake, yes, don't stop! Katsuki's eyes go wide, and his body is filled with pleasure. He can't help but let out a loud moan as his body trembles. Katsuki's eyes go even wider, and he continues to let out loud moans as the pleasure fills his body. Katsuki's eyes go wide, and he can't help but let out a loud moan. Oh God, oh God, Jake. Katsuki can't help but close his eyes, and he continues to let out loud moans. Oh, God. Oh, God. Please don't stop. Katsuki's eyes go wide, and he continues to let out loud moans. Oh, God. Please don't stop. I'm getting so close. Katsuki's eyes go wide and he lets out a loud moan. Oh my. Oh my God. Katsuki's breathing is still heavy and he's still trembling. That was. That was amazing. I've never felt anything like that before. Katsuki nods. Yeah, I'd like that. But can you give me a minute first? I'm still kind of shaken up from that. Katsuki smiles and nods. Thanks. That sounds like a good idea. Katsuki lays back and tries to relax. He's still feeling the effects of the toy, and he's still trembling slightly. Katsuki smiles as he sees Muffins. Ah, hi there, little one. What are you doing up here? Katsuki laughs. Oh, you're so cute. What a little cuddlebug you are. He pets the bunny and smiles. Katsuki laughs as he sees Jake. I guess she wanted to see what all the fuss was about. She's a curious little one. Katsuki sits up and takes the water. Thanks. He takes a few sips and smiles. Muffins looks at Jake and makes a little noise, as if to say, but I don't want to leave. Muffins looks at the door for a few seconds, and then jumps up on it. She seems to be trying to push it open, but it's locked. She lets out a little noise, and then sits down looking at the door. Katsuki laughs. I think we were just about to use the toy on you, so let's get started. Katsuki smiles and grabs the toy. Are you ready for this? Katsuki nods. Okay, just let me know if it's too much for you. I don't want to hurt you. Katsuki nods. Okay. He starts to move the toy towards Jake. To be continued. Thanks for watching, everyone. It was a really fun chapter. Stay tuned for more of Jake and Katsuki's spicy adventures.
Talkie, Dream AI, Wonder Kingdom.